Ladies, if you struggle with your self-worth, I want you to watch this video. Do you think that your self-worth comes from you? Do you think that your self-worth comes from your physical abilities? Do you think your self-worth comes from your appearance? Do you think your self-worth comes from what people say about you? I have struggled with self-worth for a while, and I realized that there are other women who also go through the same. Now, not knowing your self-worth can hinder you from enjoying relationships, enjoying life as a whole. And in this video, I'd like to share with you what I found out to be what our real self-worth is. And it is amazing, this discovery. I went online and I decided to search what self-worth is. And I realized that each time they were encouraging a sort of accomplishment for you to feel self-worth, for you to feel worthy. And I asked myself, what if I don't accomplish these things? What if I don't achieve these things? What if I don't have these things? Does it mean that my self-worth will always be at a zero level? What exactly is my worth in this world? And knowing your self-worth is so important because then you know how much you mean in this world, how valuable you are. I'm going to tell you what I discovered when I decided to search the Bible. It was amazing. Now, if you read what people say online about what your self worth is, they will tell you your self worth is determined by your physical attributes. Now, your self worth is not determined by your physical attributes. Your shape, your size, your color, your um, whatever it is, does not add or take away from your worth. Another thing is your abilities. You being so strong enough to do the job of a million people, or not even able to do as much, or really doing very well in your job, your career, your family, or not even able to do so much because of any reason. This does not take away from your self-worth, does not take away from your worth, or does it add to your worth? Your wealth or lack of it. You got money in the bank, you got no money in your bank. It does not take away from your self-worth. It doesn't add to you. Your social media followers, you might have 1 million followers, you have 0 followers, it does not add to your worth. Your family and friends, you got loads of friends, like a lot of friends, and you got 0 friends, it does not add to your worth. It does not take away from your worth. Your experiences, the fact that you've gone through a lot in life and you think that because I have gone through this trauma, it means that I am not worthy of anything good. No, your experiences, your trauma, they don't add to your worth, they don't take away from your worth. I'll tell you today where your worth is and where you should always be. Now, if you read the Bible, starting from Genesis 1, verse 27, the Bible says that God made us in his own image. I try to imagine that, and it's so beautiful that God would decide to make us in his own image, giving us the power, abilities that he has, the beauty. Psalm 139:14 says that we are made beautifully and wonderfully. Now that's telling me something about my worth. He's saying that I wasn't just created just like that. I was made in God's image and he made me wonderfully. Now God took it a step further by not only creating us, but by dying for us. John 3, verse 16 says that he loved us. That is why he sent his son to die. God himself is saying to you, you are worthy. You are worthy enough for me to die for you. You are worthy enough for me not just to create you, but to go a step further and say, I will die for her, to save her, to save him. And you know what? Romans 5:8 says, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Now, I don't know a man who will die for a wayward wife, a wife who is promiscuous. I don't know a man who would be willing to lay down his life and say, this woman is at the point of death, and I am willing to give my life for her. That is not something I think a man would do, but Christ did it for us. He's saying, you are more valuable than every other thing that I have created. And that is why I will die for you. He made us and then he died for us. That is amazing. While I was yet a sinner, he died for me. He imputed his worth to me. He said, you are worthy. You are worthy of love. You are good enough. That is why I'm doing this for you. Now, sometimes you will think that your worth is something that you earn or something that you deserve. But no, it's not. Christ gave it to us. It's imputed. Our worth is imputed into us. God made us worthy from the day he made us, saying, I deem you worthy. That's why I've created you. And then he went a step further. Stop listening to what people say about you. Stop listening to what people say is your worth or your value. They don't know you. They did not make you. God made you. He alone has the authority over you. He alone has the authority to say, this is how much you worth. This is who you are. And that is the first mistake I see a lot of people making. Listening to those people who know nothing. God alone has that authority. God alone has that right. And the meaning, the definition of self-worth is the feeling of being good enough and worthy of love and respect. Now, if you listen to people, if you listen to society, they'll tell you you're never good enough. Society has set a standard for us, and we keep struggling to meet up with that standard, but we can never meet the standard because it's so high. A lot of things you see on social media, you think that's the way I should be. I should be as beautiful as that. I should wear makeup like that. I should dress like that. I should do like that. I should be like that. No, that is society trying to impute to us, to tell us that that's what we should be, but that's not what we are. We are children of God. We are made in his image. We are beautiful as we are. Ladies, you are beautiful as you are. You are good enough. You are worthy of love and respect. I have found joy from just imagining how much God went through for me and realizing that my worth is from him. I'll give you a few tips on what to do now that you've discovered your worth. Accept yourself the way you are, with your flaws, your fears, your qualities, however you are. Accept yourself that way. Don't try to change nothing. Be at peace with yourself. I've learned to not compare myself with other people. Now, all those ladies might be more beautiful than me. All those ladies might be whatever. They are beautiful. I am beautiful. I'm not in competition with them. I am uniquely made by God for a purpose. I'm not in a race with nobody. Learning to accept yourself is so important because you will begin to feel peace and joy in the person that you are, in the person God made. The second thing is to love yourself. Make it a goal to extend kindness, compassion, and generosity to yourself. Sometimes we love other people, we're kind to people, we're generous to them more than we are to ourselves. Love, self care is not selfish. You need to realize that you need to pour into yourself so you can have enough to pour into other people. And if you're not kind to yourself, you're not helping yourself. Watch your tone and be more positive and uplifting to yourself. I used to be harsh with myself. I would talk down at myself when I feel like I haven't done something good enough. But now I've learned that those things are not helpful to me. So I've learned to love myself, to talk to myself with kindness, to talk to myself the way I would talk to a sister, to a friend, to a child, the way I would talk to someone else. That's the way I talk to myself now. And I feel so at peace. I feel more confident. I feel my self-esteem improving. I am happier now. Guys, once you accept and love yourself, you will no longer need to depend on people or your accomplishment or other external factors for your self-worth. Once you love and accept yourself, you don't need to depend on anyone. You're not going to be looking for external validation. You're not going to be waiting for people to tell you. Remind yourself that your worth, your value comes from God and it does not change because God does not change. My worth comes from God and it does not change because God does not change. All I need to do is accept that love that God has given to us, accept His death on the cross, accept His life for you, His handing out that peace, that joy He's handing out, your worth to you. Just take it from Him, accept it. And I know that you would live a life of peace, a life of joy. Thank you guys for watching. Please put a comment. Let me know what you think about your worth, what your self-worth is, what your worth is, what your value is. And if there's any other thing you'd like to share with me, I'd love to read your comments. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.